Range or spread, same thing, different words. Range or spread. Range or spread is the difference between the greatest values in the data set. Median or center is the middle of the data. Mode is the value that occurs the most. Outlier is a value much greater lower than others in a data set. And shape discusses the spread and distribution of the dots on the plot. These questions are very much vocabulary questions. Ew. I don't like that color at all. Okay. So, analyzing dot plots, it says, a product testing group compares 2 brands of trail mix to determine the number of raisins per ounce of mix. 2 pounds of each brand's mix is separated into 32 1-ounce servings. So brand A, to find the range, we've got brand A. To find the range, you take the greatest number with a dot on it. 20 is not the greatest number, there's no dot. 18 is the greatest number with a dot on it. And you subtract the lowest number with a dot on it. So if you look, this bottom dot isn't on 4 or 6. So it's on 5. So the range for A is 13. Now I'll give you a minute. I want you to find the range for B on your own. So the greatest number is 20 and the lowest number is 4. So the range for brand B is 20 minus 4. Now, we're going to go back to brand A and find the median. Median means middle. So the way I like to find the median is just crossing out the dots. Go slowly. It's not a race. And remember, accuracy is important here. Ooh. So, 1 on the bottom, 1 on the top, 1 on the bottom, 1 on the top, 1 on the bottom, 1 on the top. See how that's working? Just back and forth. Do it in pencil in case you make a mistake and have to start over. And you go until you only have 1 or 2 dots left. So I have 2 dots left, but they're both on 12. So my median for brand A is 12. I to find the median for brand B. Crossing them off till you get to the middle. Now what happens with brand B is you end up with 2 dots, but they're spread apart. 1 dot is on 11 and 1 dot is on 13. So you have to decide what is in between 11 and 13. 12. So the median for brand B is 12. It is a-okay that our medians are the same. Now our modes, mode means most. So this is not the number, the biggest number with dots. This is the number with the most dots. So if I look at brand A, $18 has 6 dots and nobody else has 6 dots. So the mode for brand A is 18. My goodness, look at that down there. I think if I move it too fast, the ink doesn't stick where it's supposed to. Now, brand B is a little bit different, not much, but a little bit. If you look at brand B, like 18 was far above everybody else. But if you look at brand B, there are more than one number that has 4 dots and no numbers that have more than 4 dots. So the modes for brand B are 10, 16, and there's one more. I will leave it up to you to find it and to decide what number it is. But if you don't have it labeled, you're missing that point. So you need to find one more mode for brand B. So now we look at our answer choices. So number 1 says, which statement is valid? Valid means true. Which statement is valid in describing the shape and distribution for brand A compared to the data distribution for brand B? So A says the ranges for the 2 data sets are equal. Well, what's the range for brand A? 13. What's the range for brand B? 16. Are they equal? No. B says the center for brand A. What's the center for brand A? Remember, center and median are the same thing. The center for brand A, which is 12, is greater than the center for brand B, which is 12. Is 12 greater than 12? No. C says the data distributions for brand A and brand B are slightly skewed right. So skewed, whenever you see that word, I want you to write the word tail. So we're saying that it has a tail on the right, and this is how you decide. With your pencil, you're going to draw like a hill for sledding over the dots. So you're going to start like this. And then you're going to do the same thing for brand B. Now, does either one of these have a long tail on the right? No. The range for brand A, what's the range for brand A? 13. is less than the range for brand B. What did we say the range for brand B was? 16. Is 13 less than 16? Absolutely. So now number 2 says the centers, remember centers and median are the same, the middle. The centers of the data distributions for brand A and brand B are equivalent to 12, greater than 12, less than 12, or unable to determine from the graph. You know, that's kind of like the not here. It's always here. Okay. The dot plots show the heights of a group of 7th grade girls and a group of 7th grade boys. Try and make it a little bit bigger. Which statement best describes the shape of the data distribution of the girls' heights compared to the shape of the data distribution for the boys' heights? Best describes, we want true. Now, A says the distribution for the girl's height is skewed right, while the distribution for the boy's height is skewed left. Remember, skewed means tail. So above skewed, you need to write tail both places. So let's do our sledding hill. Doo-doo. Now, let's reread A. It says the distribution for the girl's height is tailed right. Is there a tail on the right? Kind of. I would say that looks like a tail. It gets real skinny there on the right. And then it says the distribution for the boys' heights is skewed left. Does this look like a tail on the left? Maybe not quite as good as the girls' tail, but maybe. So I think that might be our answer, but it's still, So let's check the others. B says the median of the girls' heights is greater than the median of the boys' heights. So remember, this is the middle. You're going to cross off back and forth. So median for the girls is 64. I'll give you a minute to find the median for the boys. I have the median 68. So the median for the girls' height which we said is 64, is greater than the median for the boy's height, which we said was 68. Is that true? No. C says the distribution for the girl's height is skewed, has a tail, right? Write the word tail. While the distribution for the boy's height is symmetric. Symmetric means the same on both sides. The boys might not have as good of a tail as the girls, but they still have a tail. Now D says the spread of the girls' heights is greater than the spread of the boys' heights. Remember, spread means range. So for the girls' range, I'm going to subtract 71 because that's the greatest dot, and the lowest dot is 61. So range for the girls is 10. Now you calculate the range for the boys. The range of the girl's height is 10, is greater than the range of the boy's height. Hopefully you got 11. Is that true? Nope. Now, number 2 says the spreads of the data distribution for the boys and girls. Spread means range. Are they equivalent? Do they differ by 1? Do they differ by 1/2? Or can you not tell? I'm telling you that you can tell. And we've already done it. So you just have to choose which answer is correct. Now it says the dot plot shows the number of questions students got right out of 10 questions on their quiz. Which of the following statements is true? The mode, the most, from the dot plot of quiz scores is 7. Does 7 have the most dots on it? Nope, 6 does. Letter B says the number 6 represents the median of quiz scores. It's where you cross it off top and bottom to find the middle. I might do that again just in case I made some mistake. Just in case, you know. Bottom, top. Okay, no, I was good. So what is in between 6 and 7? 6.5, right? 6.5. So is B correct? No. What about C? Is the median 6.5? And D says the range, which is your greatest minus your least, is 13. Is that true?